The first sign you experience is a sudden thirst for God. This is not religious curiosity. It is an inner fire, a new hunger that goes beyond the intellect. You may have believed for years, but when the Holy Spirit enters you, your heart wakes up. You thirst for His word, His voice, His presence. You begin to feel an inexplicable lack when you do not read the Bible. You wake in the night with His name on your lips. The world no longer attracts you as much, because another reality is awakening within you. And the more you drink from this source, the more you thirst still. This sign may be discreet, but it is infallible. You are thirsty, and this thirst comes from Him. The second sign is a deep conviction of the heart, not a shame that crushes you, but a clear inner light that shows you what you did not want to see. What you once found normal suddenly becomes unbearable. The Holy Spirit does not condemn you. He enlightens you. He reveals the pride hidden behind good intentions, the compromises you used to justify. He opens drawers you kept closed for years. You feel a holy sorrow. You want to be renewed. And even if it stings, you are grateful, because behind every surrendered habit there is a new grace. This conviction is the beginning of your freedom. It does not push you into despair. It pushes you toward the mercy of the Father. The third sign is a supernatural peace that surpasses all logic. This is not a mental calm. It is a peace that descends into the deepest part of your being, even when everything around you shakes. Paul wrote that the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding, will guard your hearts and minds. When the Spirit enters, He does not remove the storms, but He calms the inside. You can face tension, confusion, pressure, and still find an unmovable center within you. What used to irritate you no longer affects you the same way. You step back where you once exploded. This is not insensitivity. It is spiritual stability. It protects your discernment. It helps you hear God in the silence. Even when you do not have the answers, you know that God holds everything. This peace is the seal of a living presence. The fourth sign is a progressive transformation of your character. Where you were impulsive, you become patient. Where you were harsh, you become gentle. Galatians 5:22 reminds us that the fruit of the Spirit is love, joy, peace, patience, kindness, goodness, faithfulness, gentleness, self-control. You do not pretend to be changed. Those around you begin to notice it. Your reactions change. Your words become purer. The Spirit does not come simply to move you. He comes to shape you. He cuts away what is excess. He straightens what was crooked. And even if you fall back, He lifts you up. He does not condemn you. He teaches you how to love, how to forgive, how to hope. This is not a surface reform. It is a deep work that never stops, and it makes you freer, truer, humbler. The fifth sign is a new sensitivity to the voice of God. This is not a voice that shouts. It is a gentle impression, an inner direction, a light on your path. Jesus said His sheep hear His voice, and they follow Him. You feel in your heart what you must do or not do. You sense gentle warnings, deep confirmations, callings that no one whispered to you. The Spirit becomes your intimate counselor. He speaks in the silence, in the Word, in the details of daily life. You begin to discern what comes from Him and what does not. And the more you obey Him, the more clearly you hear. The more you resist, the more His voice fades. This sensitivity is not the privilege of a few. It is the heritage of every child of God. The sixth sign is a new boldness to share about Jesus. You may be timid or reserved. When the Spirit descends, He releases a courage that surpasses your natural limits. This is not arrogance. It is an inner flame that pushes you to open your mouth when needed, to extend a hand where it is needed. Jesus promised you would receive power when the Holy Spirit comes upon you. This power shows itself in the clarity of your words, in the conviction that touches hearts, in the capacity to love people without fear of rejection. You meet the right person at the right time. You say the right sentence without having prepared it. And you realize it is not you acting, but Him through you. Barriers fall, shame gives way to compassion, and the more you obey, the more this boldness grows. The seventh sign is an inexpressible joy that springs up despite circumstances. You have known the fleeting satisfaction of success, but this joy does not belong to the human realm. Peter described it as joy, inexpressible and full of glory. When the Holy Spirit inhabits your heart, He pours this joy like fresh oil on a flame no wind can blow out. You go through trials, you carry burdens, but underneath, a spring keeps flowing. Your praise becomes spontaneous. This joy is not an escape from reality. It faces reality with assurance. Some may find you naive, but you know this joy is the signature of His presence. And the more you let it spread, the more it touches everyone around you. The eighth sign is the confirmation of your adoption as a child of God. You may know the idea of adoption, and yet feel like an orphan inside. But when the Spirit breathes in you, He whispers that you belong to the Father. Paul wrote in Romans 8:16 that the Spirit Himself bears witness with our spirit that we are children of God. This truth is not received through reasoning. It is engraved in the soul. Suddenly, the fear of being rejected fades. You no longer need to prove your worth, because the inner voice of the Spirit calls you beloved. You drop the masks of spiritual performance. You pray without forcing. When the Spirit of God takes residence, He ignites a thirst that calls you deeper. He brings conviction to free you. He floods your interior with a peace that nothing explains. He shapes your character into the image of the Son. He sharpens your ear to His voice. He releases your mouth to share. He makes a joy spring up that defies hardship. And He confirms that you are a child of the Father, fully known and fully loved.